What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Big Billy Racing? How's Al? Al's doing all right. Let's see. Big Billy also said he helped his buddy install a Rotac in the Sea-Doo today. No more. Yeah, it's a tight little pit there. Wild Rose, what's up, brother? Hey, Al, can't stay on too long, but long enough for a little visit. I appreciate it, brother. Hope everybody's having a good Monday evening. We got some people starting to come in the room right now. I usually try to be punctual. Unfinished project. What's going on, brother? JDM, how's it going, man? Mr. Will, how you doing, brother? Big Billy Racing asked if there's any word on your work. No. It'd probably be a while before we hear anything, if anything at all. Like I said in my last, couple of videos and stuff, I've got options. I was about 2 years from retiring anyway. So, I mean, I got plenty of options. I mean, I'm not really hurting for anything. So, other than that, man, just gonna stroke on, see what's going on, getting the garage over here at the house all reorganized so I can turn a little bit of riches over there. But hey, it's all good, man. Terrence, what's going on, man? Everybody giving shout outs to Mr. Will and Wild Rose Garage, Mr. Dolan. Still jet lagging a little bit from Tony's birthday party last night. But today just did some stuff here around the house. Tomorrow I'll probably be going back to the shop, doing some work over there. So unfinished project. What's going on, brother? How you been? Spider-Man, what's going on, brother? Greg McDonald, what's going on? Let's see. Yes, does Tony get a price on candles if he buys a 100 pack? Right? Terry Littlejohn, what's going on? Rude Mopar dude, what's up, brother? Oh, we got Mopar Man 78 in the building now. What's going on, guys? Always glad to see y'all. But yeah, Tony was miserable last night, man. He had a whole ice cream cake by himself. Unfinished product says I'm great. Just picked up another engine stand for one of these 440s. I hear you, man. You can never have too many engine stands. Big Billy Brayson asking the house Tony's get today. I don't know. I haven't talked to him yet. Hey, that was a good deal on that. Let's see. Unfinished got it on the marketplace for $20. Hell, that's pretty damn good for an engine stand. I think, matter of fact, both of mine I got off marketplace. Let's see. Terry Littlejohn, a local test and tune started June 5th, but weather starts getting better here. I hope it gets going, brother. Wild Rose asked, so Al, other than the powertrain, what do I have to left to do? Not really a whole lot, brother. I mean, I got the brakes done on it yesterday. Got the system bled out on that. Basically, right now I'm starting at the front of the vehicle, kind of like a little punch list, and not really a whole lot. I got a firewall to put in it still, and finish up some painting, a couple of straps for the fuel tank, and run the fuel line. That's all I got left to do. Destroyer 1320, what's going on, man? Like you said, hit the like button. What's going on, Junkyard Willie? He says he's so dedicated he's watching me from his grandson's ball game. There you go. Hope his team wins. Went over and worked on my buddy 73 Duster, fixed all electrical issues with the lights, instrument cluster. He's ready to report the road. All right, man. Wild Rose says if you guys have time and still a homemade stand, they're great to go. Yeah, my cousin built one years ago, man, and man, you can hang anything on that thing; it wouldn't budge. Colleen, what's going on? A finished project is not better than $20. Dude, I tell you what, man. It's like everybody giving me shit about my engine hoist because it's got a bend in the boom. Man, I got that thing for free. I ain't had any issues with it for what I do. You know, you can't knock it, man. Close to free or, hell yeah. Big Bill already said you stole that engine stand. Oh no, 1303, what's going on, brother? Good evening. Curious Yellow, what's going on, my brother? But yeah, I've been enjoying this weather past couple of days. We had a little rainstorm at the shop yesterday, but that was about it. It didn't rain here at the house. So there's been some nice weather to do some stuff. I wanted to go riding on my Harley the other day, but I got to get a fuel filter for it. Let's see. Wild Rose, Al just welded on some fish plates where the kink is, and it'll be good to go. I hear you, brother. I mean, like I said, man, that thing is, I mean, it's about ready, man. Destroyer 1320. I appreciate it. He's sending some beer money. But I did find out today, though, or actually last night at Tony's party, I was talking with Kathy. We had ordered the steel wheels for Slaghammer April 26th, and they told me the projected delivery date was going to be May 9th. And we still hadn't received them. So she went on last night, and we were trying to figure out what was going on. And she texted me back this morning, and they're still on back order. They're saying now July 24th before I get these ribs. So they went ahead and canceled the order. We're going to use the slot mags off the Belvedere, which I think will look pretty cool on that. They're 10-inch wide slot 15s. So we're going to pull the slicks off and put the road tires on that, and then put the slicks back in for No Name Nationals. Terry Lou John said, if someone bent that boom, they were lifting something stupid heavy. Wow. Well, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you a story on it. I said something on the video, on one of my videos, but I'll go ahead and say it again. It was bought for pulling semi motors. And they were pulling the motor out and didn't realize that the hoist was hung up on the frame. So they just kept racking away on it, and all of a sudden it bent the boom on it. So they just stuck it in the corner. It was a company I used to work for years ago. And I was doing a project, and mine went out. And I said, hey, can I borrow that? He said, man, you can have it. We're getting ready to throw it away. So I've had that thing for quite a while, and I've done a lot of motor jobs with it. Never had an issue out of it. Maybe one day I'll fix it, but right now it's not hurting me. It actually works great for pulling the motors out of the trucks. Let's see, unfinished project, 2,500 people is hard ever to wrap your head around. Not everyone is as resilient as you. Hope they all make it out okay. Oh, I hear you, man. I mean, it's messed up ordeal, and a few of y'all know what company I was working for that got rid of these people. Particularly one individual we'll get into here in a little bit. But I mean, it's all good, man. And the only thing that aggravated me a little bit was I think it was the same day or the next day they turned around and um, finalized their acquisition of I think the second or third largest auction company in the U.S. So yeah, that was yeah, but it is what it is. I mean, I got my head on tight. I'm just going to take a break for a little bit. I'm not really hurting right now, so I'm just concentrating on getting Slaghammer done, do the power tour. Once I get done with that, then we'll see how things go and see how things go with the doctor. And as far as if I even want to go back doing a driving job, I mean, I got so many opportunities. I can do anything I want to do. Let's see. My son's doing all right. He's got feelers out. He's also going to wait until after a power tour because there's no sense of him getting a job and then telling him he's got to leave for a week. So between our severance pay and what he got on his vacation time, I mean, we're good for a while. Let's see. Wild Rose says, I don't understand why a guy can't get anything these days, right? Uh, Greg Dowdle says, I think talking about the ignition box, check the ground on the control box. Curious Yalakuda, Al, what are you going to do for side glass on side camera? Lexan. Colleen says, are you registered and accepted for the power tour? I've got to go online this week. They got different packages, and I got to get that set up, and that'll be good to go. I just got to figure out where. Last thing I heard was that the original location for Memphis, which is the first stop, that complex is shutting down on let's see on the 25th. So I think they're trying to find something, another starting point over there. So we'll see how it goes. But I know the power tour is not the same as drag week. I mean, drag week you got to be registered right off the bat, and then they have a cutoff limit. Jimmy, what's going on, man? Let's see. Clayton says HRDW sells out in minutes. Yep. You almost got to register for that thing like a year in advance. Dean Steven, what's going on, man? But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, things are about ready to go with this thing, so I'm happy. Looks like Mopar Man and them were talking fueling system issues and vapor returns. But I went ahead and fired up a new Facebook page this week. If you want to go over there, I'm sharing my videos on YouTube and some other things. It's Mopar Al E&A Garage. So I'm getting that up and going. My Facebook store should be up here in the next couple of days. Yeah, there goes the dogs upstairs. Someone must be at the door. Dean says, just checking today. I wish you were here. I hear you, brother. I mean, I miss it a little bit. At the same time, I don't. I've been doing it for a long time. And like I said earlier at the beginning of my life, I mean, I was a couple years from retiring from driving anyway. So we'll see. We'll see. I want to keep my CDL and kind of go from there. But like I said, a lot of it depends on what the doctor's going to say and if it's going to be viable for me to even stay out on the road or call it done. But we'll find out on that on, let's see, I go on the 27th. and I got to go in for a CT scan on my lungs and then see him right afterwards. So hopefully he can let me know kind of what's going on and what steps to take. Let's see, Colin said, my son and I participated in sick week. You talking about sick week? There we go. Hopefully we'll be in sick week as competitors next year. Hope to see y'all there. Yeah, I gotta get set up for that too. I really want to do that. I saw some highlights and some videos from the one this year. It'd be kind of cool to do. Mitch Will says, good luck with that out. I appreciate it, brother. Dean Stevens says, hey, you laugh on driving on the wrong side of the road. Zero, what's going on, man? Zero is in the house. Appreciate you coming in tonight. We got Mr. Will giving a shout out to Zero. Ari, what's up going on? Oh, we're getting everybody in the house now. Zero said, chilling with my brother. But yeah, I'm getting excited, man. I was sitting here working on it a little bit yesterday. And it's like, man, I really don't have a whole lot left to do all this thing. So basically, I'm just waiting on Tony. He should be not too far away on getting the motor done, and then we got to get the transmission done. So hopefully, fingers crossed, might try to get that thing in hopefully by this weekend. Clay says the sick word was a VIP pass for those not racing was a blast. I heard a lot of good things about it. I mean, it's not that far away. I mean, I've got family in Florida. You know, I'm originally from there, so it'd be kind of cool. Let's see. I thought I missed a post here. Let me look back real quick. Yeah, I don't see it now. Jimmy said 1,200 miles is a long way on a freshly built car. You have to expect the unexpected. Oh, I agree with you, babe. Somebody asked last night on the live what spare parts I was going to bring with me. So I mean, I'm going to bring the basic stuff, you know, belts, probably an extra starter, alternator, definitely probably, you know, maybe a spare tire. But I'm going to do a hard shakedown on this car as soon as we get up and running. So that gives me about a week, you know, a little week or so to really thrash on it. So that way there, you know, I'm just going to give it hell. You know, whatever breaks, we can get it fixed and get it ready to go. But yeah, you always got to expect the unexpected. Jimmy said I stuck an exhaust valve this weekend on the motor. Has 6.1 on it. Colleen says they're planning on the same route, but start at a different track for next year. Cool. Let's see. Unfinished product says that C10 sounded like pure gold today. Yeah, I rode that little GS 550 that Tony got yesterday. It's a nice little bike. I can't believe how good a shape it was for as old, for as long as had been running. Uh, Zero said I made a rare guest appearance on Ari's channel today. Short. Let's see. Curious Lakuta said should have went to sick week. Bradenton is my backyard. I hear you, brother. Yeah, I got some family and stuff that still live in Tampa. So yeah, if I get to do that, I'm gonna hang out. Zero said I already filled my 6.8 dart today. Cool. I'm gonna check that out. Jimmy says yes, they're decent bikes for the day. Yeah, they are. I mean, for what they were back in the day, man. I mean, they were a very dependable bike. Jason's Garage. What's going on, brother? But yeah, it's gonna be a cool thing. I still gotta get a trailer lined up though for no name. Dizzy Izzy, what's going on? He says hello to everyone. Jimmy says full roller bearing bottom end on those GS. Yep. I mean, they're stuff. I mean, for what they are, man, they're a nice built little bike. But I got a few things in the mail I want to touch base on, and one of them is from Mr. Will. I sent some stickers out about a week or so ago, and everybody start sending stuff back between either trading stickers with everything else. But he sent me something that was unexpected. He told me he was going to send me a model, but I couldn't remember what it was at the time. And then I got the package. So in the package, I got a sticker. We're going to put that on Slaghammer on the trunk lid. And out of nowhere, man, open the box and I see this. And I was like, hell yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool of you, Mr. Will. Appreciate it. God, I haven't built a model in years. I'm going to look forward to that. Wild Rose Gross says Will has a car. I tell you what, man, Will's got some cool cars, man. And hopefully one day he'll share it with us. I mean, he's got a nice little collection. Well, I thought it was cool. Miss West says Wild Rose is my car is on Al's box. Let's see. Curious Yellow Cuda. Anyone got a lead on his 71 Demon? Let him know. I'll check up here in the marketplace for you, brother, and see what I can find. Alex, what's going on, brother? This question is: have you thought about a mild muffler for the road trip with Slaghammer? Loud pipes are fun for Saturday night, but I road trip them, see, and get out old as hours go by. Oh yeah, I mean it'd probably get old. I mean that car's gonna be loud regardless. I mean there's no insulation that it's hollowed out. Uh, I know we talked about putting purple zoomies on it, so we're gonna see about doing that. Uh, let's see here. I'm kind of looking at one of my comments popped up on my phone, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, our purple hornies. I'm sorry. Um, so we'll see how those sound on there, and we'll kind of go from there. Mr. Will says it really is Al's. Reveal used my car as blueprint for the model. My actual car was used as theirs on the box. See, unfinished project is back. Eddie, what's going on, man? Hey, what do you think about the diesel prices going down? Dude, they're going up down here in Tennessee. Um, Past couple of days, gas has went up like another 30 cents or so. And of course, I run 93 in all my cars and stuff. I got everything I got's got a Hemi in it. And man, I about shit a brick. Let's see, Auto Inputs. Hey Al, hope all is well. Love the video format on projects like Barney. Appreciate it, man. We're getting ready to have another one coming up. Let's see. Eddie says, by the way, Al, found your channel by Uncle Tony's recommendation. I got a new set. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Auto Impulse says it'd be cool to see a walk around Slaghammer. I've done several of them. You want to go back on my past videos under the Slaghammer part where I've done a walk around, but we'll do one again once we get the motor and everything in it. Alex says it's a cool car regardless. Yeah, it's a cool car, man. I love it. Otto says diesel is 520 in South Louisiana. But yeah, prices are going up, man. It's summertime. So I need to get the fuel filter for my Harley. I'm gonna start riding it a lot. ADS, let's see. What causes lifter tick on a Hemi engine's for maintenance? Dude, it's all the above. Um, you can pull a fresh Hemi out of the car straight from the factory and take a gauge to it, and the tolerances will be all over the board. Some of them have a light Hemi tick, and they never get worse. Other times you got lifters that are not pumping up all the way, and maintenance, man. I mean, you got to change the oil on those things religiously, and because the oil ports on that thing are small. And the other day we brought Barney in for its 1,200-mile oil change. Looked through all of it, everything looked good. Oil pressure's still looking good. The only thing we found that was a minute little thing was the passenger side pipe that bolts it to the manifold had a little leak in it, so we fixed it while we were underneath there. And but I mean, the 5.7's hit and miss, man. I mean, just to be honest with you, you've had people that only had 60, 70,000 miles on the motors, if that, and have an issue. You got other people who had over 200,000 miles on it, and so it's hit and miss, man. Let's see here. Randy says fuel is pretty much $10 a gallon here in Ontario. Tony, what's going on, man? How's everyone? Sorry about your job. Appreciate it, brother. It is what it is, but I'm gonna keep on stroking. Auto asks, is there any oiling mods for a 5.7? All right, I'm gonna be straight on this. I've seen other guys do video on this, and I always hear everybody scream, "Oh, put a Hellcat pump in it." If you have an '03 to an '08 pre-Eagle motor, the Hellcat pump's not going to work without modifications. And so your best bet is get a Millings pump. like a high volume pump or something like that to bring the oil pressure up a little bit. Now, if you've got an '09 till now, you can use the Hellcat pump. It's a direct bolt on. There's no modifications with that. And but I mean, with Barney, we put a milling stock um, oil pump and pickup tube in it. Now, the milling stock pump actually has more pressure than the stock pump from the factory. So he's got about 34 pounds of oil pressure at operating temperature at idle. He's got 60 something pounds of pressure going down the road. So far, it's working great for him. Let's see, Eric Conway, what's going on, brother? Eddie says the future will be interesting with the Dodge and the new Inline 6 with turbos. I bet the Hemi V8 prices will go up. I'm sure they will, but they're not going to phase them out as fast as everybody thinks they're going to. What they're doing, they're phasing them out in certain models. So I think they'll still be here for a little bit. Eric says again, sorry about your son, Ethan, and your job loss. Hope and praying you guys find something. Oh, we'll find something, man. We're good. And I mean, there's a lot of jobs out there. For him, he's young. He's 21, so there's no issues. He's already been in contact with several dealerships, so he's not sweating it. Now, for me, like I said, I was about a couple years from retiring from trucking anyway, and so I'll find something. I mean, I'm not hurting. Mishwell says I made a ton of Hemis. They'll be here for decades. Oh yeah, I mean, I might re-up a little bit on my supplies. At one time, I had 8 of them in the garage. I got rid of all of them except for 2, just so I can have some space. So I might get a couple more just put on the shelf. Right now, I got enough to put 2 motors together right now, and then enough parts to basically do a couple more. Just need a block. It's a new turbo inline 6, a Chrysler design for Fiat. Nah, it's kind of a Fiat deal. Decided to go this way, and it's actually, as everybody calls now, Stellantis. So we'll see how it goes. Eric asked, was any more work? Dude, I have still not heard anything more about Jim. Let's see here. Curious Yellow Cuda says, change that oil and don't let them idle for an extended time. Yeah, I mean, on the bigger motors, man, it was real bad on them on the idle time. And like I tell a lot of people who have the 3 Eagle Hemis, run the 93 in it. I mean, yeah, they say you can run, the 87 or the 89 octane in it. But I mean, all honesty, run 93. It's going to help you out in the long run. I mean, it's going to burn a lot cooler, and the heat cycles aren't going to be bad. And also, too, when you stop somewhere, just instead of shutting the key right off, let it idle there for a second, then shut it off. Have a chance for it to have a cycle down and cool down a little bit. Disease says price gouging. Yep. Let's see, for those new Hemis, add an RF7 or MOA from BG oil additives together, and they won't have a starving issue. Yeah, because basically look at it like this: with any motor oil, once they get up to an operating temperature, the oil thins out. So it's natural for the oil pressure to drop a little bit. And you see a lot of people now use diesel oil like Rotella and stuff. That stuff works great. It doesn't hurt the motor, and the viscosity stays there even when it's hot. So there's a lot of people doing that, or like Mopar Man 78 was talking about, use the RS7 MOA from BG. Now, me personally, on my vehicles, I mean, I've changed my pumps out on all my motors, so I have a little bit more oil pressure, and so I haven't had an issue. Eric says gas prices now rising again in California. I saw it went up like 30 cents this past week. Dude, I mean, it went up like 30 or 35 cents everywhere. I mean, it did here too. Kevin, what's up going on, brother? Kevin Camacho, does the new Inline 6 have a cross flow head? Be honest with you, I have not done a lot of research yet. I know Eric and I had a little conversation about a week, 2 weeks ago. I'm getting ready to dive neck deep into this inline six deal. Like I said, I got a cousin who works up there in the RD department, and every once I talk to him about some stuff. But I'm gonna start digging deep in it because it's coming more and more in getting close to coming out. So I need to start getting my knowledge up on it. Let's see. Yellow Curious Cuda said my '05 Ram has 220,000 miles and I run 2050. Some people do. And now, does yours have the MDS system in it, or is it non MDS? Wild Rose says, "Well, I got to check out, boys. Hey, brother, have a good one. Appreciate you coming in." The Dodge channel says the V8s have at least 6 more years in the truck applications. Mr. Will says he'll be back. Curious Q says non-MDS. Yeah, I mean, I can see where you can run 2050. I mean, because if you run anything thicker on an MDS system, it tends to trigger a malfunction with the MDS system, and it'll pop up on the thing saying that you're using the wrong oil. Let's see. Jimmy Fest says, I've heard that Valvoline racing oil has some drawbacks on the street engines, like not enough detergent, so corrosion can happen. Well, I mean, on the detergent level, for me, it depends how often you change your oil. Now, me, I'm a 3,000 mile guy. Every 3,000 mile religiously, I change my oil. Even though they got oil out now that you can wait 5,000 miles, 7,000, 7,000 miles, 10,000 miles, I still change mine every 3,000 miles. Eric asked, did Tony like Ralph last night after eating that entire birthday cake? Dude, after the camera turned off, he was good, but he was like leaned back in the chair. He was almost in checkout mode. Now, what happened after we left, we have no idea, but I know he was miserable. Let's see, Big Billy Racing, your cousin work at the Auburn Hills or the ones are at the RD building? I don't remember exactly which location. Um, let's see, what was it? I know it wasn't too far out of Detroit. Let's see, Mopar Man 78 says the RS7 leaves a super slick film on moving metal internal parts of the engine, and MOA extends the life of the oil. Keeps the rings clean and sealed from deteriorating and will not clog the engine or filter. Curious says, I'm a Castrol guy. I was a Castrol guy for years, man. Jimmy says that Ralph is the guy with the blown road rudder. Dizzy says he uses 10W40 and is 2757 with no notice or warnings. Long-term idling is a no-no, right? Chris, what's going on, brother? He says he uses Castrol GTX high mileage. Chris says John Force made him do it. Eric says he changes his oil now every 5,000 miles on the 3 Dodge Challengers with all the oils going full synthetic. It seems prudent to up to intervals of 3 to 5. Otto says he uses Mobile 5,000 and his Magnum changes it at 3,000 anyway. I mean, it's all right, I guess. If you stay with it, man. You got people. It's like, oh well, I ain't got to change my oil for 5,000 miles. The next thing you know, they got 15,000 miles on the motor. Windsor's crossed the border from Detroit, so he's at Auburn Hills. Eric says he strictly uses castor motor oil. He does 5W30 in his 3.6 and 5.7. Yeah, Ethan runs his 6.1 and his 300. It's a 0-40 weight. Delta Ray, what's going on, brother? Hope everybody's doing well. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about something. Let's see. Castle now has a classic oil with high zinc. Curious Yellow Kuda said that. Terrence has got to go give a lecture on some little green men. All right, brother, you be good, man. Eric says, I know the 5.7 calls for a 5W20, but at the same time, too thin. Well, I mean, it all depends. I run 520 in the Commander because it still has the MDS lifters in it. And it works out all right with that. Of course, like I said, I change it pretty quick. Cooking by Shannon. Hello, brother. Mopar band. So is OW40 just 40 weight oil because zero viscosity is not good? It's a 040 synthetic. And it's recommended for that 6.1. Matter of fact, it's on the oil cap. Let's see. Chris asks, let's see. My great grandmother had a 65 Chrysler 300L last letter series car. It had a limited number, maybe 2000 made with a 413 wedge motor in it. Question mark. What's the difference, or what is a wedge motor? I mean, you've had wedge blocks. I mean, you got the 413s that were primarily used in the older cars. And then a lot of camper applications, and the 440 took that over. The 413 is not a bad motor, man. Let's see. Eric Conway says his 2008 Dodge Challenger SRT calls for 1040 Mobile 1. Chris says something about, your speaker is shot. You're inaudible. Can everybody hear me okay? Crystal Box, what's going on? Ari says he can hear me fine. Kevin says, yep. Jimmy says you might have a piston selection problem when you overbore a 413. Yeah, especially now these days, man. Otto says audio is good. You're coming through 5x5 on my end. Yellow Curious Cuda says every other word. So that might be internet connection. Let's see. Unfinished project. I maintain a hybrid that runs 0-20. Chris is asking, good now. What about the 413? LOL. They're not a bad motor, man. I mean, they're just basically an underboard motor. I mean, they were good for what they were used for. And I ran 413s, I ran 440s, 383s. Dougster, what's going on? We got Doug in the house. But like I said a second ago, there's something I want to talk about. I want to get a little bit of shit off my chest. And I know as soon as I say it, y'all gonna say don't let it bother me. But I guess Tony's a little nemesis guy. A lot of y'all know about him. I think his name is Brian Carvel. And I don't mind somebody talking smack. And he's done a little bit off and on, and it's never bothered me. And but he put a video out the other day, which I shared on my community post, that really kind of pissed me off. And his little trolls and stuff, I guess, told him, well, you need to watch this video. So he kind of like picked and chose what he wanted out of that video. And, you know, I know the man's known for starting shit and everything else. And that's fine. And, but when you start speaking bullshit and not telling the whole story, as far as I'm concerned, you're just lying to everybody. And so him and I have exchanged some words, and he put out another video today, you know, still kind of ranting and raving. And right now I'm having fun with him. I know I shouldn't be doing that, but he's kind of woken up a sleeping bear, and I can play that game with him as well. I'm basically going to call him out for what he is. You know, he's basically a prick. And I know he's already blocked my post from anybody else seeing my stuff. But I can still see it on my end. And I'm just basically going to call this guy out for what he is. And he made a comment about that I shared his video. So I stole his video. And I look at it like this. I shared it because I wanted to call him out. He sit there and put it out that I needed content. And, you know, basically I look at it like this. You're going to talk about me in your video, it's fair game. I'm going to share it because I want people to see who he is. And he blocks just about everybody that comments. You know, so he can dish it out, but he can't sit there and take it. And but you know, I shouldn't let it bother me. And but it's just one of those deals. You start cracking some shit that's not true. And his little trolls, Jimmy and Darth Hemi, you know, these guys check in with him, and they start just as much shit. And I know a couple people go on there, and but it just is what it is, man. You know, he's you know, and the title of that video was it YouTube welfare, and he knows nothing about me. He doesn't know anything about my financial status. You know, it'd be one thing if he knew me inside and out and had a gripe. That's fine. And but this guy just, I don't know about it. I mean, he's a messed up person. And but that's all right. I'm an old school guy. I can play the game as much as he wants to play it. You know, I'm not going to block any of his comments. You know, because I have nothing to hide. But other than that, that's my little rant on Mr. Brian. So anybody that's listening to this live right now that might be going under an alias, whatever else, you know, can report back to him. You know, I'm not afraid of the guy. I can bump heads just as quick as he can. But that's it for my rant. Let the games continue. But anyway, other than that, back to everything else. I mean, appreciate Zero says give him the axe, right? Doug says Cabral's cheese isn't on his cracker, man. Oh, I hear you, man. But I try to stay laid back, man. I'm getting too old for that shit. Unfinished project said he's an age feller. He ain't bumping heads. And I know some of y'all go on there and check him out. I mean, I did it too when I started hearing about what he did. It didn't bother me. But when you get too close, and you're saying shit that ain't true, that's where I kind of get a little pissed off. But whatever floats his boat, man. I mean, he is what he is. He's just a prick. Eric says, "What's next for Barney?" Um, let's see. We just did the oil change, so it comes back in 3,000 miles. He's wanting to put a cold air intake on it, so we're looking on the market right now to kind of which one he wants to do. And he also wants to go ahead and run true dual exhaust on it. Jimmy says, "Wait a minute, I resembled that remark." Let's see. Slantfish 65. Any chance of you rebuilding any Mopar to 8 3/4 axles? Possibly down the road. Um, I put the one back together for Slaghammer. I probably should have did a video on it. Let's see. Dean Stevens says, I realized when he named you personally, and then I realized I did too. That just takes us all down. Panhandling snakes works both ways. I only have 3 aliases. Dude, it's all good, man. It's all good. My thing is the guy just needs to have the balls not to delete everybody's comments. Mr. Will Cabrero's on the chat. I have no idea, but I hope one of his guys is, and then get back to him. It's like today he decided to turn his attention away a little bit from me and start hitting the Junkyard Jet guys. Let's see, dizzy as he though, but we had fun ragging on him. Charles Schultz says sometimes you just have to keep your knees together and don't let your meatloaf, right? But I mean, just give a prime example today. He was talking about the Junkyard Jets. I mean, they're young kids, man. They're learning how to build something from scratch. They've never done it before. And he turns around and sits there and plays this card once again. He only picks and chooses out of comments or videos that he wants to use to, really piss somebody off. And he was talking about today on theirs that all these parts were given to him. People were giving him money to do the build, so they need to rename the car the welfare jet. But he doesn't understand. These boys got a shitload of money in this car of their own money. But it's just one of those deals to where somebody just wants to put out what they want to do to stir the pot and for their own satisfaction. Just Mustang Mike says time to send a Big Mike Hoopty Barn gang up there. Dude, I ain't worried about it, man. He's gonna blow smoke on me. I'll blow it back on him for a little bit, and whatever it's gonna be. But like I said, he can get pissed off about me sharing his videos or AKA stealing his video for content. But as long as you speak about me, it's fair game, it's open game, and I'm gonna have fun with it. Ed Machine, what's going on, man? Dizzy says all smoke, no fire. What's going on, Ed? See, Otis says they will get a better educational return on the money they have invested, Junkyard Jets, than any year or two tuition and major. And I hear you, man. I mean, because it's a combination of old school, ground up. Now, John, as they say, he's the professor or the smart one of the bunch. And, but I mean, they're getting a lot out of this build. I mean, they'll ask me, for help when they need it, and I try to help them. But, it's a learning thing for them. Ed, I'm doing fine, brother. How you doing? Let's see. Mopar Man City says Cabril's mama said that his magic keyboard, she says it can take me anywhere. Of course, mama used to beat me. Well, I mean, there's some people like that. It's just like with me being a truck driver. You got CB Rambos out there. They're going to talk shit, but you meet them in person and they won't say a damn thing. Uncle Tony Garage, what is going on? Eric Conway says, I love the Junkyard Jet guys. They rock. Dude, let me tell you something. I mean, when I got my channel started, you know, it did, it grew pretty quick to where it's at right now. I wasn't expecting it. The Junkyard Jet guys channel blew up like crazy. And I sit there and tell them, I said, guys, y'all are kind of like the gap filler. You're the bridge between us old guys and the new people out there trying to get into the business. Uncle Sony must be at the shop. He says, no sound on this laptop. You got to trim the beard so I can lip read better. But people weren't on the live last night. Give old Tony a happy birthday shout. Yesterday was his birthday. Terry Lou John says, hope Tony's getting oily hands from that 383 build, right? Randy Barrow says the JJ guys got their start somewhere further east. I've been, let's see, it's going up too fast with me. We all did without the internet, right? Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you. I mean, the kids, I love them to death, man. I mean, each one's got their own little strengths. Doug said Tony is now 600,000 years old. Just kidding. Kevin Comanche says, I like watching the Junkyard Jet guys. Love watching their process while remembering my own. Oh, I hear you. Bob Bump, what's going on, man? He says, hey, Al, good to see your channel flourishing. I see more polished as you move along. Keep striving, my man. I hear you guys. I mean, I'm doing the best I can. I don't script anything. I don't plan anything out. Whatever pops in at the moment is what I put out. Sometimes it does good. Sometimes it doesn't. But I mean, I'm having fun with it, and I like the fact that y'all are enjoying it for the most part. I mean, some of the content you might not like. I notice when I make my content, anything that's non-Mopar tends to get less views. But I mean, at the end of the day, a vehicle is a vehicle, a motor is a motor, and there's things to learn about any of it. Doug says haters are going to hate, players are going to play. Oh, I hear you, brother. I hear you. Slam Fish says, love the channel. Keep it good work. Appreciate it. Gabrielle, what's going on? Hi, Al. What is your favorite Mopar? Man, I have many. I have many. I like any of them, actually. Now, let's see here. One of my favorite, if I had to choose, I actually kind of like the 67, 68 Chargers. Um, I like a lot of the 68 B bodies, the Coke bottle look. I love them. And Max Wedge, what's going on, brother? Dugster says 67 Hemi Belvedere GTX is my ultimate. Terry Lee John says, getting late here. Good night. Keep it to work. Terry, you have a good one, brother, and I appreciate you being on this evening. Oh, I mean, I love the GTX. I almost bought one years ago from a car lot when I was a kid. I was about 17, 18 years old. And it was red. It had the black hood on it. I mean, it looked nice. Someone put a set of crackers on it. And back then, they were wanting $3,500 for the car. And I went to fire that thing up, and it rattled like a freight train. It sounded like everything was about ready to come out from underneath it. And then I started checking the body with the magnet, and the magnet would hardly stick. I mean, this thing was a Bondo bucket. But now and I like a lot of the oddball cars. I mean, I like the 64, 60, 65 Valiants, the 65 Barracudas. I mean, it's one of those things. They're odd looking to look at, but you look at the big bubble back window, they're kind of cool. I've owned a 65. Um, I like the 70 body models. I love the E bodies. I kind of like them all. I mean, I'm not embarrassed or bashful to drive any of them. Eric says he's got to go. Take care, brother. Ed Machine says, I like them all too. It's Mopar, no car. Bob Gamble said, first car was a piece of junk. Second car was a 69 Super B, 18 years old, 54 now. Dexter says, my second choice is a 71 Roadrunner, 60 car. Disney said 70 was supposed to have been the new body style, but the strike put it off till 71. But one thing I did wish though is when they came out with the UX platform uh, on the Charger, I wasn't a happy camper about it being a 4 door. But when I got this one, this is my second LX platform Charger I've owned. And I've kind of got used to when I drive it, I forget that there's 4 doors on that thing. And so I've gotten used to it. Let's see here. Max Wedge said, let's see, 66B body Cleveland. My dad had a Hemi 66. He bought new. Uh, Jimmy says 70 GTX and Alpine White. Oh, yeah. But I think the next thing I want to get is I want to get the Challenger when the new platform came out. And even though I know it's a heavy car, I love the retro front on it. The only issue I have with that car is the rear of the car could have looked probably a little different. But I would actually like to find one to get out to make a street strip car out of. So hopefully I'll be able to get that done before I go. Oh, it says kind of like the four-door truck. At first, they looked weird. Now it's weird to see a regular cab. Oh, I hear. I love my four-door. I mean, I love it to death. Now the race truck, it's a single cab short bed, and my son loves that. He doesn't like the extended cab. He doesn't like the four-door, but I love the four-door, man. John Wilburn, what's going on, brother? Hope all is well. Dizzy says that he has a regular cab 2017. Big Billy Race says the rear of the Chandler looks like a. Oh, my eyes just went blurry. The only thing got it. Yeah, I mean the rear end of that car, man, it's just so weird. I mean, even when they changed the head or the tail lights in it in the later models, and that plastic rear bumper spacing, it's like wow, man. It's just, I think that's what gets it for me is that big old bumper on the ass end of that thing, that bumper cover. Well, I like the rest of the car, but man, she's a heavy girl. Let's see. D. Stevens says I've gotten used to its four-door Nature 2 fuselage Mopar and other Aussie 7181s too. I like the two-door more. Always have. And, and I do too. I mean, I do too. But I mean, I love my Charger R2. I mean, it's a fun car. I love it. Certain things about it that weren't made very well, but I mean, it's like that with any car. It's like the Dodge pickup trucks, man. For years and years, I mean, it was hard to find one that the dash wasn't cracked in it. So you take the good with the bad. Doug says the Australian Chargers are really cool looking. I'd say what ticked me off is that they're bringing the Commander back, but not for the U.S. Let's see. Curious Yellow Cuda. My dad has a 2015 Challenger RT with 8,000 miles on it. He doesn't drive it. Makes me mad. Told him to have some fun with it. Oh, I hear you. He needs to have some fun with it. Max Wedge says he, let's see, I want a giant stroker short block and I'll put my heads and cross rim on it to do the wheelies halfway down the track. Right? Let's see, Unfinished Project says I want a 75 crew cab long bed 4x4. My dad had one, man. I mean, that 30 radius on that thing, holy cow. But it was a comfortable ride on the interstate. Big Billy Ray says all X cars are heavy. Oh, they are, dude. I mean, actually, Ethan's 300 SRT8 is actually heavier than my Charger. Anderson Simpson said, just found your channel. Appreciate it. Dizzy said, put a dash pad in the Valiant, pleated vertically like old school. Cool. Let's see. Looks like we got Kim's in the house. How's the monkey bite going? Sorry, guys. Some of these comments are going fast, so I can't see who's in and out on a little bit of this. But it's like with anything, it's like back in the day, man. I've had a lot of Dodge trucks. I've had a few Ram Chargers, a Trailblazer, stuff like that. And man, you could find one in good shape and it would run great. You'd find one, especially back then, man, all of them had some type of wiring issue at some point. Or you buy one and you're chasing down a rat's nest forever. One of my Ram Chargers, I just ripped the whole wiring out, harness out of it, and started from scratch. 6 Line 45. Hi, I watched the Junkyard Jet boys the other day. Please show them how to use a dwell meter. Tim, what's going on? Big Billy Racing, how your Alex Magnum? Yes. Matter of fact, I got rid of it when I got the red Charger. The one I had got was it was a 2.7, and then I turned around and did a 3.5 swap in it. But I got the car like dirt cheap, and I love that thing, man. I mean, I love my drums fit perfect in that thing, and it kind of reminded me of the old commercial when they came out. Not only can you put your guitar amp in there, but you can put a 2x4. But I mean, it was perfect for my drums. You know, some of these gigs I wouldn't have to pull the band trailer, and all that would just fit so nice in there. Mr. Will said, rewired my 69 charge, the best thing. I mean, it is, man. I mean, when you're chasing wires that are 50 years old and they're breaking and snapping, I mean, yeah, you can go through there and replace wires and butt splice and connectors, shrink and everything else. But in the day, man, jerk it out and start new. Let's see. Jimmy said, I'd rather have an old B van than a Ram Charger. And dude, I've had a couple of vans too, man. Nicholas says, have you ever dealt with the top end oiling problems on a Gen 3 like UT made out about? Me personally, I have not. I have worked on vehicles that have, and I mean, they can be addressed. I mean, every motor's got a weak link. This one's got a little bit of a weak link, but there's ways to improve it for longevity. For me, it's just maintenance. Uh, like I said in previous lives and videos and stuff, the motor we pulled out of the race truck had 261,000 miles on it and was still running strong. And we sold that motor to a guy. And I told him, I said, well, you might want to freshen up the gaskets on it. He drops it in his truck and has been driving it ever since. That was almost 4 years ago. So there's no telling how many miles are on that motor now. Let's see. Max West says his 63 weighs under 3,000 pounds and it's all steel. My buddy's 63 weighs 3,200. But was a cop. Well, I mean, it's like our Coronet we had. I mean, you compare that to the Charger. I mean, the Charger weighed more than that Coronet did. See, unfinished project said, told Mac Wedges, says, I have that much in tools in my trunk. All right, says, all right, guys, got to get this old heap of pickup truck home. Wish me luck. Hey, wish you luck, brother. Have a good one. Appreciate you coming in. Jimmy Fest said Dodge vans back in the 70s really handled better than the Chevys. Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I loved my 77 Tradesman I had. It was short wheelbase, 318, highway gear. Man, I used to love driving that thing everywhere. Big Bill said the LX cars weigh more than the 7100s. No doubt, brother. No doubt. but it's all good. But someone was asking earlier if I was going to do another thing like I did on the Barney build. I've got another one of his vehicles in now. It's a Chevy Astro van that he bought a couple years back. Got a good deal on it, and it's white with. When he first got it, it was white with black windows, and we used to call it the FBI kidnap van. And of course, they own a sign and awning company, so he put a wrap on it, and he renamed the van Candy. But you'll see some videos on that. It's having a fuel line issue, and some other things. I still got to get the backstory on the van. They kind of told them the whole fuel line system needed to be replaced. I finally got the vehicle over here today, so I'm kind of assessing it now. And I still got to get with him on the backstory and see where that's going. So it's going to be have several parts, several videos on that. And but no, it's not a Mopar, but you know, we'll see what we can do to get him back up and running with that. Doug says, "How about a GMC Astro with a 671 Detroit?" Right? Unfinished product says my brother-in-law loves the Astro vans. Well, I mean, Brad was telling me. He said he got it. He said it was a fun van to drive. I mean, it's a clean van, on the outside and on the inside, and which works great for his business. I mean, they can use it as a sales vehicle to go out and do quotes or go do vinyl wraps or anything like that. But I did crawl underneath it today, and I'm trying to figure out if this vehicle was an up north vehicle because I am seeing a lot of rust underneath there. So I'm going to do some more investigating on that. But the thing of it is, though, he took it to a shop like 4 months ago because it turned around and just quit running on him. And they're telling me it was going to need all new fuel lines on it and everything else. And they're telling they couldn't find it. It was no longer in production. So the van's been sitting there. Nothing's been worked on. Someone said they were going to retrofit the lines and make it work. And it just sat there. So I just told them, bring it on over. I'll take a look at it. I found fuel lines for this thing online. We can either do the retrofit lines that were made for these things to help with the problems they were having with them, all the way up to fuel, just go ahead and just replace everything, including the tank. So we'll see how it goes. Mr. Will says he wants to build an A-Team van. Man, I used to love that van. Kim fixes things. Says I would just been. Yeah, I mean you can do that, but see on this though, I mean I was looking underneath here. This thing has got like 4 or 5 different lines on it. You've also got the evap system that's underneath it, all next to the frame. The fittings going up to the motor. So yeah, I mean it can be done either way. I'll know more on it when I get up underneath it. By the time I get it taken care of. And you're right, Kim. Fuel doesn't care where it goes. Just Let's see, Abdel. Let's see. Hey Al, how did Tony's stomach doing today after that whole cake? I haven't talked with him today. I'll probably talk with him tomorrow. And I know he was in miserable bliss. If you can kind of put those two together. Lemmer Fan 98, what's going on? Dean Stevens, Iggy Pop, Blondie, Candy Baby, I Can Never Let You Go, right? Dude, he comes up with like weird names for his vehicles. And the wraps, I mean, each vehicle has a different wrap, and some of them are pretty loud on the design, but it works for him. It's like a rolling billboard. And we were talking about it the other day, and he tells me, he says, I have people all the time just to pull me over and wanting a business card. So it's doing its job. Curious Yellow Cuda, later, brother. I appreciate you coming on. Renegade's Garage, what's going on, man? But he has like a whole fleet of stuff, man. Let's see, Mo pickups. What's going on, brother? And so we're gonna get some things rolling. I did a little work a little while back on a Subaru that they've got, and it's a cool little ride. And it had the all-wheel drive in it, and the rear clutches for the all-wheel drive were starting to catch. So I guess the best example would be is like driving one of your cars with a Lincoln Locker rear end, and you're turning a corner and it kind of wants to wheel hop. So this is what the Subaru was doing. But on those, you can go in there and there's a fuse holder in the fuse box that you put a fuse in, and it deactivates the rear wheel drive part of the Subaru. So we did that to get him back up and going. We were talking about putting new clutches in it, the new transfer solenoid for the all-wheel drive in it. And then one of his salespeople turned around and was driving it, and all of a sudden he said, it sounded like a transmission issue. Well, come to find out it had jumped time. And he asked, what do you think we ought to do with the vehicle? And I said, well, this thing's got some issues. It's got some miles on it. And the cracking one of the Subarus, especially due to the timing on it, is something I don't want to do personally. And versus what the vehicle is worth and what it would run, I just told him better off just to, sell it to somebody that buys them or sell it as parts. So now he's wanting me to go online and do that for him. So I'll probably be doing that in a couple of days. And he also has a Chevrolet straight axle 1-ton work truck that he got. It had a boom extension on the back. He wants me to get running. So we'll see how it goes. Douglas says, David Bowie, there are starmen waiting in the sky. I love David Bowie, man. Let's see, Abel, are you going to be towing a trailer for your second phase of Slaghammer? When I get back from the power tour, we're going to be doing some things with it, get it ready for No Name Nationals. Anything locally around here as far as events go, I'll drive it to the events. As far as no names, it will be trailered because it's going to have different motor in it, different gear ratios in it. Big Billy Racing asked me, have you ever owned any front-wheel drive Mopars? Yes. I had a Daytona Charger Turbo. Otto says, can't wait until the day that peeling vinyl rest becomes a new patina, right? Mr. Will Diamond Rod says, I don't like the Subarus. Man, the only Subarus I really liked, and it was back in the day, was the little Subaru Brats. It had a little seat in the back with the old shit handles on it. And we had a friend of ours that had one that used to take the mud haul a lot, and that thing was a blast. Zero says, I like some Subarus, WRX, etc., STI, but I can't just start, right, vaping on a, yeah, I hear you. Everybody's giving a shout out to Kim Fixes Everything. I appreciate her being on here tonight with everybody. Ed's machine is taken off for the evening. Sir, I appreciate you coming in. Jimmy Fed, appreciate the $5 brothers. Appreciate it. Kim says dizzy, so be careful what you wish for. I can't wait to meet her at No Name National. Seems like she's pretty good people. But yeah, someone was asking last night in the live what all was going to be coming down the turnpike to Slaghammer. Slaghammer is going to be one of those projects that are will probably never be 100% finished, just for the simple fact is the way this car is built and as open the platform is, man, we can do anything with this car. So I mean, it can be a different motor change in, a gear setup, automatic to stick. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. I mean, it's going to involve. Zero says, let's keep it cars, be chilled, or remain polite free or politic free. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Let's see. Duchess says, Care really dug the mini supercharger video. Jim Head says the motor on the Subaru sounded like it has a miss in it. Well, this Subaru, man, is like DOA. You can hear it with the compression unless you're talking to somebody else on a different Subaru. But he's been emailing back and forth. He sent me a picture of this controller that he's built for like a race car application. And Tim, I want to let you know it came in the mail today about 2 hours ago. So I'm looking forward for using it on a future project coming on, or it might be part of the ongoing transformation with Slaghammer down the road. But I really appreciate it, dude. Mopar Man 78, Mopar Man 1978 says, I'm surprised Subaru does not come with a pair of Birkenstocks, right? Yeah, let me see if I can get this thing without out of the box here. But he sent me this thing that he built, and it's got it all wired or labeled for me where everything goes. So down the road here, Tim, I'm going to give it a try, man. I appreciate you sending it to me. So let's see here. But what he made with that, it's a let's see, it's a push button on start and kill with remote kill that he made for his race car and thought I might like this. So I'm going to try it out, brother. Let's see here. Turdo says the audio went to sleep. So is my audio cutting in and out? Mancinas asks, is Slaghammer having metal to metal motor mounts? Not at this time. It's going to have regular motor mounts in it. We are going to chain down or plate off one side of it. Tim asked, did the wiring make sense to you? Yeah, for the most part. I just kind of glanced at everything, but I'm going to look at it more in depth tomorrow. Like I said, I just got it here a couple hours ago. But if I have any questions, man, I'll definitely give you a call. Rating slant 6 with a chance of cannonballs. Hey, Al, what's the latest news on your third gen Hemi projects? Well, let's see. I got done with Barney. That's doing great. He's loving it. The truck's hauling the mail down the road. He's happy with it. The Kiwis Hemi build, I've been getting with him. I've got to get cosmetic head gaskets for it because we're doing the Eagle head swap. I've got the bottom end all together on it, so we're just waiting to proceed on that. We've got the 300C that we bought from parts. It's got a complete drivetrain in it. The motor's got a slight knock in it. I'm thinking about pulling that out for a project, so I'll be building that motor. We're also going to be doing something down the road with Ethan's 6.1. We're going to do a complete gasket refresh on that thing and add long tube headers and some other things. So that'll be coming down the road. So I've got quite a few Gen 3 projects going on. Dizzy Izzy thought for sure there would be an engine plate bolted to the frame. Well, like I said, I mean, this motor that's going in it right now is just for the Power Tour. So when it comes closer time for No Name Nationals, it might end up having a motor plate in the front of it onto the frame. We've got a motor plate. Actually, we got two of them. So, I mean, all that can change towards the end of the year. But as of right now, we're running the stock mounts. At zero, Mopar Al, your lives always reach a sometimes out of the box crowd. I wonder why. Hell, dude, it's all over the place, man. Let's see. P.S. I check every new name I see here since if you have not seen me, I've seen you. You know who's new. I appreciate it, Zero. Zero is one of my moderators, and I appreciate it. Kim Pick says Al is the everyman. This easy says she's going to be a bad batch. I am who I am, man. I mean, I'm like this on camera, off camera. I can be laid back. You know, I try to do my best to chill, but sometimes, sometimes someone lights up that switch, man, and I'm not a good person then. But I enjoy what I do, and I try to explain everything in layman terms for the average person. That's why in a lot of my videos, you won't see me doing, like specking the crank out, specking the rod bearings out. I mean, everybody has seen videos on that on one way or the other, and there's different ways of doing it. Appreciate it, Mr. Will. Let's see. Susan West says this may have already been addressed, but who is the Brian Carber tossing dirt on you and Tony? Dude, he is just a person, and I don't no one take offense. He's just a prick. I mean, bottom line, I'm just going to say it like it is. I guess the only life he has is to bash other people. I mean, I've seen him bash other people other than Tony, and in here lately myself. Now he's going on to the Junkyard Jet guys, and it is what it is. I mean, I can play the game with him, but unlike him, I don't block people off from comments too much. Now I've only had one person since I've had this channel that I blocked from my channel, and that was Darth Hemi. And he was just basically just trying to get into a shooting match with me over some shit, and I told him he wasn't going to win, and I wasn't going to deal with it. But other than that, I mean, I'll leave stuff up. I've got some guys that leave some comments that disagree with me, and I'll leave them up because it's their opinion. Everybody has their opinion. But for someone who has nothing better in life but to bash somebody and not even telling the whole story, just picking out what they want. And of course, he has his little trolls that report back to him, like Darth Hibby and Jimmy and people like that. And it is what it is. And all it says, so sound like he's mentioning you all because he is the one that needs content. Well, you never know. I mean, he might. You know, when I posted his video on my community page, his video count doubled on that video. And it's one of his highest videos. And he was mentioning something about, YouTube welfare and people, oh, well, come support my channel. Yeah, I want y'all guys to support my channel. You don't necessarily have to do it money wise. Just support by coming on and enjoying the videos and hope you get something out of it. And I made the comment that, I might decide to do it, full time, because, with the situation with what happened with the job, a week or so ago, and things going on with my health. Like I said before, I was only a couple of years from retiring from trucking anyway, so I've got plenty of options. But I don't mind someone talking smack. I mean, but if you're gonna talk smack, have the facts with you. Just don't pick and choose what you want to put out there. And it is what it is. Dizzy, as he said, it took the fun straightening out bullies. Yeah, I mean, you can call him that. Let's see. Danny Boy, so you getting any Richie goods? Yes, sir. I've got one in the garage right now. We're just talking about it. It's a Chevy Astro van. It's the same person I just did the Barney build for. So I'm getting repeat work from him. Trying to get his fleet back up and going and reliable, and letting you know if something's worth putting money into, or just get rid of it and get something else. So I mean, I can be like somebody, yeah, I can fix it for this and you're good to go. But in my eyes, to me, if it's not worth fixing, get rid of it. Is Let's see what we can do. Danny Boy says, who's smack talking? A lot of people on there know who he is. I mean, his name is Brian Cabral. He's been bashing Tony for years, and now it's gotten to the point where he's trying to bash me now and bashing the Junkyard Jets. It is what it is. The formula, what's going on, brother? Yeah, we got a little gun conversation going on here. Let's see. Danny Boy says, wonder what the world's record is for the amount of people crammed into an Astro van, right? Somebody find out and get back with us on that one. Danny Boy says, oh, creepy Cabral himself. Yep. And what's funny is he's telling me, he's not going to support anybody's channel and everything like that. And I know he's blocked my comments. I mean, I can still see them, but other people can't see them on there. So I've got them on my phone. And I sent him a comment earlier today, basically with him talking about that, me people to support me financially on my channel. Like I said, it is what it is. I mean, I get money off the AdSense and stuff like that. But and I told him, I said, oh, by the way, I appreciate the subs I've gotten from you from that video. And then I turned around and also sit there and told him, and I said, I believe I supported your channel because one of your videos now has more views than any of them in a long time. And then I kind of rebutted back on the fact of stating that, oh, excuse me, I was supporting your channel. So I don't know, man. It's just a game with him. So let's see. Dave Boy says, see, I can't have a channel because he'll troll me. And I think the biggest thing that pissed him off this morning on the video that he sent out this morning, of course, today he's put out two. He did a continuation of me and then started hitting on the Junkyard Jet guys. And he was sitting there saying that I was hurting for content, so I stole one of his videos. And like I said, I shared this video on my community page just to see how much of a prick this guy was. And like I said earlier in the conversation, if you're going to mention me by name in your video, it's an open video. I am going to share it. I'm going to do what I want with it, so he can just deal with it. Kim Picks Thing says, "Al, he needs to attack somebody who has actual success, or else he isn't relevant at all." Right? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, Zero said, "Oh, looks like my connection just dropped again." Let's see. Zero says, "Doug, check out Aries' channel. My car is on there now. I'm gonna have to check that out after the live." Lens Adventures, what's going on? Let's see. Dizzy Izzy says, "By the time I was 15, I had knocked out a cop that was beating on me." Dude, I hear you, man. Lens Adventures, good morning, sir. Good morning. You know, back growing up, I was like that, dude. I mean, I had no respect for anybody. Anything would set me off, and I used to be that type of person, man. And then the older I got, I realized, I need to change my path a little bit. So the older I get, the more chilled out I try to get. But at the same time, like I told him, I said, I'm usually a pretty laid back guy, but you've woken up a sleeping giant. So, I mean, whatever he wants to do, I'll just tag right with him. Let's see. Randall, let's see. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine, sir. I appreciate it. Randy says chance with Cannonball. Since the third gen came out, was thinking how Tom Hoover took race heavy HD and rolled combo chamber inverted towards the carbs and narrowed the engine to get the inner fender fit over the street heavy. Seabird has cast exhaust manifold assembly line. Well, it's like Ethan and I were talking about that. And we're thinking about doing a build with the Hemi motor and the NAG 1 and the drivetrain out of the 300. And we're thinking about doing it in a smaller vehicle. So right now we're looking at ways to be able to do it and what we're going to have to trim up and adjust and everything else. Danny Bear goes, "I'm kind of a bully in real life, but I'm little," right? Tim says, "All fair game when they do that." It is, man. It is. I mean, if he didn't mention me by name, I mean, I know who he's talking about. I just let it blow off my shoulders. But when you start mentioning me by name, it's a different thing. Gabriel, brother, you have a good one, man. Appreciate you coming by. Let's see. Dizzy says, "Raised with the saddle tramps all over my neighborhood, and I was fat, bad stutter, ugly hair, and didn't take any shit. Let's fight." Right? I grew up in that type of neighborhood. I mean, it was a cool neighborhood, but we didn't take no shit. Uh, Mr. Will is leaving. Damn it, boy. The man who, I tell you what, this man can put on a marathon live. He says, "I'm a machine." I mean, about 2 hours in a live, man, I am tired. But this man will roll oh my God, a live forever. I give him kudos to him, man. But have a good one, Mr. Will. Danny Boy says, "Maybe he'll make up a nickname for you, like a different." Yeah, he probably will. Let's see. Rando Randall, let's see what you put here. Look what Carcraft had to do to fit a 427 minute into a riser into a 64 Fairlane to create the thunder. Oh, I know, man. I know. It's like me. I had a Maverick Grabber with 351 in it, and man, that was a tight fit. You actually had to jack up the motor to change the spark plugs on that thing. Daddy Boy says that's how you know you made it, right? Zero just tired him out. Appreciate it, brother. But man, we used to build mud trucks like that, man. Especially when we took cars and put them on truck frames and stuff. We always had to make things fit. Jim says, how far, let's see, Al, how far would you go to repair my stuck exhaust valve, providing that the piston isn't hurt? Well, number one, what is it on? Number two, in a lot of cases, you can get the valve out and turn around, and on the older heads and stuff, you have the valve seat stem. And they make kits where you can drill them out and put a new stem in it and replace the valve. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go with it. Yes, Zero the Axe. And see, Danny Boy, let's see. When I was a kid, I thought they were Maverick Gravics. Printed Piss has number 83. Tim Hodges, my race car is an 83 RX-7 with a 351 twin turbo, 700 horse. Wow, dude. Well, Tim, you ought to be old enough to remember back in the day when I was living in Florida, we used to take the Triumph TR7s and do the 350 conversions on them. Jimmy Fed, isn't it strange it stuck now after about 6,000 miles? Do you think it got hot and got stuck on in the valve stem or what? Let's see. Big Belly Racing 360 and an 86 D50. Looked factory. Had 6 total in cars, 4 chicks, factory buckets, no bench. I actually was wanting to build one of those. And when Ethan first started wanting to start racing, we were looking at the D50s to turn into a little dragster and stuff like that. Let's see. Yes, I guess, but a 60-degree day and 40 mile an hour. I don't know, man. I was talking about that, I think, last Monday on my live or the Monday before last. I mean, we're talking about big truck motors, and I love my Detroits. And those things had a bad habit of popping the valve keepers out and dropping valves. Let's see. 1303. What kind of air filter do you run on your Hemi's? Paper, K&N, cold air? Uh, my Hemi's got a cold air K&N kit on it. Ethan's got one. I can't remember the manufacturer, but he went to order new filters for it, and they were on back order for a while. He just got his filter in. My Ram 1500 is still running the stock filtration system, but I'm getting ready to get rid of that. The Commander is still running its stock filtration system on it. Oh, Duchess says, I know where 2 convertible Dakotas are. Both will barely make one truck, unfortunately. I've seen a few of those things. Let's see, Big Billy Racing, any clean D50s in Tennessee. Missed that truck. It was fun. I haven't looked lately. Uh, let's see, when was that? That was a few years ago, and there was a few of them out there. But I can look and find out. They were just cool little trucks, man. What was I saw one time? It was down in Florida at a car show. Someone had taken a Chevrolet Chevette and turned it into a drag car. And it was actually cool looking. I mean, short body, it's almost, kind of same size as a Dodge Omni. But the specs he ran on the back of that thing, the only thing you could see of the rear end was just a chunk, a little bit of a chunk, and that was it. The rest of it was tires. I bet that drive shaft wasn't probably more than 14 inches long. See, Randall says our shop truck was an International Scout convertible. I love the International Scouts. Big Billy Racing said, sweet. Salt killed them up here. Oh, I bet, man. I bet. See, Dave Boy said the convertible Dakotas were the first ones with the V8 IROC. Rain Slant 6. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what you got written down here. While the second gen 5-bit around, each bore were 3 gen has 4-bit square pattern bore plus 2 bore away from the bore, 6 total, just like the Poly 318s and the SL6. Thinking lower combined chamber, 3rd gen heavy HD head could be adapted. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's like what's that guy? I can't remember his channel, but he's building a 306, I think, with an LS head on it or something like that. I can't remember what it was. I said, I know you would have to weld on an extra two combustion chamber, right? Hey, I mean, I've seen people make things work, man. It's like Andy with Unity Motorsports, the mixed up boss, man. I mean, there's so many different parts of that motor, and he made it work. See, Tim Hedges says, me and my buddy took a VW Bug and put in a Chevy 350. I've seen that before. Yep, you're right, Dexter. It's Zach's time again. Jimmy says he's got to leave, brother. He's bouncing. Brother, I appreciate you coming in tonight, man. I'll see you again next Monday night. Zero the Watcher, that's for sure. I'll just say, sorry, guys, my Buck still has their flat fours. Randall says Chevy was late for the game, or to the game. The real rivalry was Ford and Mopar. Zero says, Big Billy, I typed you out for a second. Glad you didn't notice. It happens, brother. But man, growing up, my cousin and I used to build all kind of shit, man. We were primarily into with Florida. Mud bogging was the thing back in the day for us, and we took a Datsun 240Z and put it on a Suzuki Samurai frame. We had to extend the frame out 27 inches. We put half ton running gear on it with 44s. We put a 401 AMC with a 4 speed in it. The rear drive shaft on that thing was probably not even 16 inches, but the car was so light that we never used a 4x4. I mean, it would just scoot across all over the place. Let's see. Kim Fixes things. Says she's in Pittsburgh. This place East. Dude, I tell you what, man. Cars I've seen through Pennsylvania and stuff. I mean, man, they get roached bad. But yeah, man, I like building stuff that shouldn't be built. I mean, we used to make all kind of stuff when I was growing up. Randall said he started with 2x4s and a buggy wheel, wooden clothesline poles as tiller. Dude, I think we all have done that. Zero's reminded me we're at the 2 hour mark. No worries. I appreciate it, brother. Big Billy says I was reporting the Ford, lol. The SL6 has the push rods on the opposite side of the cylinder head from most all V8 small block, big block Mopar push rods. Pinch limit intake on the V8, but push rods on the straight line 6 are on the exhaust side fender sidewell. Like I was telling some people earlier, really gonna start getting to know this inline 6. Backer Bob, what's going on, man? '77 Superjet, what's going on? Al, do you ever ride bikes with Tony? We haven't got a chance to actually ride together yet. It's like one day I'll ride the shop on my bike, and then one day he's out riding the bike. But we were talking about last night, getting together on a weekend or something. Probably here soon. Hopefully, we get Slaghammer done and get a little breather. I think him and I'm going to try to get Ralph involved and maybe a couple other guys and go out for a nice bike ride. A lot of comments y'all have done off and on. It's like, how do I keep going? Between Cuban coffee and this is how I keep going. Brandon says, I respect Tennessee, their state firearms is in the Barrett MA 281. I mean, Tennessee's got some cool deals. See, Kim picks things. We have to chase a chase vehicle and a cameraman on the power tour. No, it's just going to be Ethan and I. We're going to try to do what we can going down the road. We are going to do stuff at each stop. So we're going to look at a couple of the all the other cool rides that are going to be on the power tour and everything. But we'll do as much as we can. Tommy, what's going on? Versace, hello. I'm a new subscriber. Hello. It's like someone was asking about the No Name Nationals if they're going to be live streaming. And John put it quite well. Dallas put well. Everybody there is going to be streaming. So if you can't find somebody streaming on the No Name National, you're just looking at the wrong spot. I think everybody's going to be live streaming at one point. Let's see, Danny Boy. I wonder if Slaghammer will make it into the Hot Rod magazine cover. I'm guessing not. I mean, it is what it is. If it does, it does. I mean, there's a few other people saying that it might. I don't see it personally, but it's a cool car. I'm sure it's going to grab a lot of attention, and it was just a fun build and have fun with it. Randall's asking, where's the No Name Nationals being held? Sykeston, Missouri. I think it's the last day of October, first day of September. Daddy Boy, Hot Rod might not. Let's see, might snub you, TJ. Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, like I said, I do all the updates and everything on my video. So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, it's going to be fun. So hopefully the car does well, makes it through its paces. Like I said, I'm going to do a hard shakedown on it the week before we go with it. And we make it through there without too many problems and make it back, and then we'll do a punch list of things maybe we need to improve on, or things are okay, or little things to change like that. But I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Rating Slant 6. Thanks for what you do, Al. I will continue to catch your Monday Night Lives, and I'm subscribed. Got to log off now. Good night, brother. I appreciate you being on, man. Thanks again as always. Wayne Davis said, "Hey Al, I'd like to say I enjoy watching you working. You are a busy dude. I try to, man. I'm usually busier than what I am right now. Like I've told other people, that know that I've had a little bit of health issues after getting the COVID, especially with my lungs. Of course, I shouldn't be doing this, but I guess that's the last crutch I'm going to deal with. But I try to keep myself busy, man. I'm not one for sitting around doing anything. I've got to be doing something, even if it's just like an hour or two at a time. Mo Pickup, dang, just thanks for the reminder, Tommy. Let's see. Doug, what's the car movie to watch tonight? Hot Rod, California, Kid, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. Oh, God, I haven't seen that movie in a while. Zero says Corvette Subber or the van. Dan with the King of the Mountain. Macomb County Line. Already said he made it home in one piece. Good deal, brother. Did I miss anything? Oh, no, not really. Still doing general conversation about things, a little bit about Slaghammer and other builds going on with everybody else. Randall says, I've been busy cutting metal, but try to keep up with your channel. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate anybody that does. I mean, I'm just somebody that enjoys working on things. I do it my way, the way I know how to do things. Some people might disagree with it, but at the end of the day, it works for me. And the proof is what I do and what I build. They run, they go down the road. People are happy. And I just don't try to sprinkle a lot of hoo ha over it. It is what it is. Let's see. Danny Boy says I'm pretty much a Dennis Hopper fan in that movie. I love Dennis. Oh, the Wraith, man! I haven't watched that in a year, Doug. Shoo! God, I fell in love with that concept car. Danny Boy says it's on YouTube for. I tell you what, man, I've seen some cool movies on YouTube for free. Aries says Slaghammer was the Valiant that was rotting behind Tony's old storage shop, right? Or is that the Jet? It was actually both of them. I think he got the one that Jets have. I think they got that after the one after Slaghammer because Slaghammer he actually got at Mid South Mopar, and he was actually driving that car for a little bit. Tommy Versace, brother, have a good one, man. Appreciate you coming in for a minute. 77 Superjet, do you and Ethan work well together? For the most part, we do. We do. I think the only conflict him and I have is I'm more old school about doing things. And of course, he's the younger generation and he wants to be more meticulous about what he does. He'll try to do this. And I'm like, hang on a minute, let me do it. And I just go in barbarically and do it. But overall, I mean, him and I do work good together. I mean, I have to say, we really bonded when he got to a certain age that he finally wanted to get interested in something, and it happened to be cars. And that's actually what got me back into wanting to do builds and stuff again. It was basically primarily because of him, because I was kind of pretty chilled out with my life. I mean, so, but yeah, we work good together. I mean, father and sons, we have our little bicker moments, but yeah, we work well together. Yeah, Randall, he's definitely attention to detail. Sometimes a little too much, but it's all good. I mean, it is what it is. I love it. I love that we do get a chance to work with each other. I mean, he's helped me a little bit with Slaghammer. Originally, he was going to help me out off and on quite a bit, but his own life got in the way of things between new job and everything else. And I got to respect that. But I mean, he tinkers with me once in a while with it. That's why I kind of joke around with the videos and stuff. There's another Ethan sighting or something like that. And it says four is always better too. And there is. I mean, I think the biggest ongoing thing with him and I are tools. And I mentioned this before. When I was growing up, my dad was getting into the air tool era of things, but still wanted to use the hand tools to where I was like, well, Dad, let's use the air tools. It'd be much easier, faster. Well, it's like, I don't want to drag these hoses around. And now it's to the point with Ethan now, since he has went to school and everything and started getting his own collection of tools, he likes all the electric tools. He likes electric impacts and stuff like that. And he goes, it's much easier to use than the air tools. And so he's trying to get me converted over a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. Big Mike, what's up, brother? All right, says I for sure have four eyes. I tell you, at least I haven't gotten to that point yet with my glasses. I mean, I use my glasses to see distance. And my new prescription I've got now, I really have to take them off now when I'm working on stuff close. And it really sucks because sometimes I'm trying to do a video or something, especially climbing underneath the car or something, and I forget to take my glasses off, and I'm trying to look up and I can't see everything because it's blurry. Let's see. Dave was sometimes I have six eyes when working on something small, stack them in readers. Uh, my other half D, she has a cousin that does that. Boy, he'll stack like two, three readers at once. I was like, holy crap. Let's see, Rob Fisher, but what's going on? Hi, out and friends here through UTG and like your work and energy. I appreciate it, brother. Big Belly Race says cordless is nice for the track, but I'd rather use the air tools in the shop, right? See, Big Mike Super Barn, just drop it in for a little bit before bedtime to say howdy. I appreciate it, brother. And I tell you what, though, I mean, he's got a nice little connection. He decided to go with the Milwaukee tools, and that impact gun he's got, man, will just about tear anything up as long as the battery's charged up. So I don't know. Maybe down the road it might change, but not going to be today. Danny Boy says, who on YouTube doesn't go for the Milwaukees? I tell you what, though, his first tool he got, he went to Harbor Freight and got the earthquake gun. It was 3/8 impact gun, and I was really impressed with that little gun. I mean, you can put the adapter on to run your half-inch drive shit on there, and man, it would break crap apart like crazy. Ari says the half-inch Milwaukee impact is the business. Also, the little M12 ratchet is a good one too. Danny Boy says he has an HF Corda impact. My dad had when the Corda impacts came out, and man, that thing about ripped my wrist off. Tony still uses one. But it's like people ask me all the time because Tony at the shop, primarily for certain things, he uses hand tools on everything. And a few people ask me, well, do you use air tools, electric stuff at your house? I do. I do. I use my hand tools. I'll use my air tools as needed. I'll use the electric if I don't feel like firing up the compressor. But I'm more or less still a hand tool guy to an extent. Dizzy says I gotta get another impact before one's getting old, right? That's funny too, because I was cleaning my garage a little bit the other day, and I can't find my 4-way. I don't know whatever happened to that thing. Zero says my dart always has her breaker bar, right? All right, says, oh no, I'm powerless. Dude says, yeah, have a troll out, your famous. Dude, I tell you what, man, they've came out of the woodwork. That's for damn sure. It's like every time I go post a video, those damn sex bot things pop up like almost like that. Ari says, Al, you're officially famous. The cam girls are here, right? Let's see. Dexter says, my dad still has his Rockwell plug-in drill and still works flawlessly. He has had it for over 50 years. Polished 3 sets of aluminum wheels, but it still works great. I hear you, man. Some of the stuff just like, and man, I know one my dad had was heavy as hell. But all right, guys, we're about 2 hours, 15 minutes in this thing. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Get some rest. So I get up early in the morning. I appreciate everybody that was on my chat tonight. I appreciate everybody that let me rant for a little bit. I appreciate it. Appreciate Zero moderating. Once again, thanks, brother. Mr. Will, he was on earlier. And I appreciate it. We'll do this again next Monday night. Y'all are great. I appreciate y'all. I mean, watching my channel, man. I really do. And Frank Britton, I appreciate it, brother. Hi, what's going on? I'll just see you next Monday. I'll try to have a good week, Dougster. Big Billy, you're welcome as usual. I do try to watch all y'all's channels. Sometimes I just run out of time, but I try my best to watch y'all's channels and stuff like that. But other than that, guys, y'all have a good one. Rob Fisherman, cheers, brother, to you too. Wayne Davison, I appreciate everybody on tonight. It was a good crowd, and I'll see y'all next Monday night.